I don't date, I court.
Ooh.
What's the difference between Christian dating and Christian courting?
Dating versus courting.
Courting versus dating.
Courting?
Courting and dating.
The courting stage.
But courting is like if you think you're about to get married.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Hefty podcast, where we speak on Christian topics which are not often spoken about but hold importance. And the first topic which we're going to be speaking about is dating and courting. Without further ado, here are our guests. We have Olivia and we have James. So let's just get a brief little introduction from each of you.
Hey, I'm Olivia, Daniel's long-term friend, companion in Christ, and yeah, we've known each other a while. So I was excited to do this. So yeah.
How's your walk with God going?
It's going well. I feel like recently I've definitely been like drawn a lot closer to God. Just because I feel like my environment has helped a lot in terms of that. Like, I think your environment is so important when it comes to that, because whoever you're spending time with, you know, the things you're doing, the places you're going, that contributes so much. Like, and I think that has definitely drawn me closer to God, 100%.
Okay, that's good. And James, what about you? Just a brief little introduction.
I'm Daniel's friend since... Well, me and Daniel's weird because we went to the same uni, but we also went to the same secondary. But he was in the year above me, so we weren't really close at that. But when we got to the first year of uni, that's when I really met this brother, and he's him. Yeah, he's that guy. I don't know how to explain like what Daniel is, but he's Daniel in there. So
he's that guy.
He's that guy. Pretty much forced me here, so I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say when it comes to it.
How's your walk with God going?
My walk with God. Oof. It's a question. I'd say the best way to put it is if we were to draw it like a line. Imagine like a line on a graph, you know. A-level GCSE maths, I don't know who did A-level maths, I did. Go on here. And then, so imagine like a line on a graph. And it's like, let's say a Christian, like a normal path, let's say it's a normal path, you see like a straight line that kind of goes up, you just, you know, the relationship is getting stronger and stronger. I say mine's more like a wave that kind of goes up, but slowly, continually going up. Like it's going up, but it's waving up and down. Because I know myself, I'm not perfect. I try my best to be, but it's hard to do, isn't it? And it's like, I don't know how to say it, isn't it? It's a bit, the right word isn't coming to my mind, is it? It's a bit hard to kind of say it out loud, the way that you are, isn't it? But I know in general how I am, isn't it? So yeah, I'd say I'm on the up. Let's say that. Yeah. I'm on the, you know, it's going up. Radiance about hit zero.
I don't think there is no normal Christian journey though. Like with everyone, like it's never gonna be, you know, consistently you give your whole life to Christ. You never, you know, go against it. But with everything, like we're still in the physical world. Like we're still having to live this life. So yeah, it's gonna be a wave. Like I think I even heard that before. Like. That it's like a wave, like the journey. It is like an ocean, like it's up and down constantly. So yeah,
sure, definitely. I'm inspirational.
Anyway, me obviously, I'm Daniel, and I don't know. I feel like this whole journey with my faith it's been progressing certainly, but one thing I've come to notice is a lot of misconceptions about Christianity and following Christ, and I always just hear all these lies made up, saying Jesus is this, Jesus is that, just making it seem like, oh, Christians are these perfect people which know everything, but it's not the case at all. And from reading the Bible more, it's allowed me to understand that. And yeah, now I feel like this whole series, whichever direction this podcast goes in, is just ultimately to bring into light some of the misconceptions around Christianity. And we start this off with the first episode where we'll be talking about dating and courting. My first question is, what is dating to you guys? James, you start.
So this is a bit of a hard question to ask me, isn't it? Because to me, right, I'd say I've had maybe 1-2 girlfriends in my life, right? But people say like, if it's before like if it's before uni, it's not really your girlfriend, is it? It's kind of that's more like it's a little cute thing, you know, like little childhood sweethearts and that whatnot. So I can say, when it comes to what is dating, it's hard for me to answer because I've technically never dated. I haven't had a girlfriend for years, isn't it? It's not my type of thing. But from my understanding, from what I think dating is, it'll be a relationship between two people who realize that friendship isn't enough. Like you know each other so deeply, so well that you want to go further into like the relationship, and that's what I think dating is.
Okay, what about you, Olivia?
I feel like dating, like in this day and age, I feel like obviously I feel like before, like back in the day, I feel like there was such a narrow like category. It's like, okay, you're courting one person, you guys are, you know, dating each other, and there's an end goal. Like I feel like that's what dating was. But I feel like now anything can be considered dating. Like literally, I just feel like there's no I feel like there's no boundaries, there's no kind of requirements. Like I feel like, oh, if you like someone, you can do whatever with them, and yeah, like, and I think that's so scary. It's so scary, like that's not, it's not normal. And I think that's what's so corrupt, like it's not normal, but people are becoming normalized to it, like, literally.
Me personally, I just see dating as, oh, you're someone and you like someone, they like you back, let's be together. Going on dates, buying roses, hotels, and all of that stuff underneath the sun. So basically, everyone just sees dating as, yeah, you like the person, you're with them, and that's just that. But there's a deeper meaning behind it.
Yeah.
The whole purpose of being with someone is because it's supposed to be aiming to marry and spend the rest of your life with the person. I feel like the mistake a lot of us have made, and it's just, we see relationships, it's like, oh, if it doesn't work out, then just break up, find someone new. And then it's kind of like we're carrying some of the, I don't know if you'd call it baggage or whatever. It's like you're carrying it from one relationship into the next one. And it's just, I don't know, it's just like, I don't know, I was watching some sermon from this preacher called Vody Botman, and he was saying about how when people break up, it's like they're having a micro divorce, and you know, people, they go through the heartbreaks, they go to listen to their music to make them feel better, eat an ice cream, I don't know, all that stuff. It's like there's emotions that we shouldn't be going through.
That's so true.
Yeah, I just feel like this generation has just really normalized the whole fact of dating and convenience and everything, but you don't really know the person which you're committing yourself to.
Yeah.
And the commitment, according to the Bible, is only supposed to be within the grounds of marriage. So, yeah. Also, one question that I wanted to ask you guys was, what's your opinions on people from like different faiths, like being together, like Christians and Muslims or I don't know, Jews and Christians or just anything, just any mix of Christians with atheists. I'm sure I'm literally just saying like any. Do you feel like the mix?
I feel like it can't work. I literally feel like it can't work. Like you like. I don't understand couples that do it because I don't get what's your intention. Like, where are you trying to go with that? Because your faith, that's your way of living. Like, that's how you live life based on your faith. Like, so if you guys are in two complete different directions, where are you gonna end? Like, you're not gonna come and meet each other at the end. Like, you're gonna go one way and that person's gonna go the other. So, yeah, it can't work. It can't.
What about you?
My thing is, I'm what you'd call a hopeless romantic, something like that. You know what I'm saying? I always want to say, love will find its way, isn't it?
No, 100% love will find its way.
I always want to say that, isn't it? But I feel like when it comes to religion, it's a bit different because each of our religions. In most cases, I'm not 100%, I don't know every single religion. But they kind of go along the lines of, if you don't believe this, you're not going to go to where you want to be after you die. So, maybe not hell, not necessarily like purgatory or anything like that. But a lot of religions, they say, so let's use for example, Christianity and Muslimism. In Christianity, if you don't believe that Jesus is your savior, you can't go to heaven. Well, yeah, you can't go to heaven. That's like the main thing. Obviously, I'm not the best Christian to be talking about.
And also, it doesn't mean that you will be guaranteed to go to heaven.
Also
because a lot of people they think, oh yeah, I believe in God. This kind of thing. That's not a guarantee. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. Interrupt me, but sorry. What was he saying? We've got Christians, and we believe that if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, you're not making it to heaven. And Muslims, obviously, they don't believe Jesus. I'm not too sure. I shouldn't be talking about it, but I'm pretty sure Muslims don't believe. Yeah, they don't believe he's the son of God, but they believe he's a prophet. So obviously, you're praying to two different gods, right? You're praying to God, you're praying to Allah, you're praying two different gods. Technically, maybe in some cases, people believe it's the same God. Get my point that I'm saying, isn't it? So you have to now live with this person, have a relationship with this person who you think isn't going to make it to where you're going. And then you have to now decide when you have kids, you believe like when you have a kid, you can't raise them as half Muslim, half Christian, right? Because the thing is, you can't be wishy-washy about religion and faith. You can't be, oh yes, I'm Muslim I go to church Sunday and I go to mosque the coming Sunday afterwards. I don't know when you're meant to go to mosque when you're Muslim, but I'm guessing that you can't be wishy-washy like that. It doesn't work that way. Faith is a pure thing. It's not something I can just say, you know what, I really hope that I've got a two, you get me? I've got a 2 chance. I got 2 in 1 chance. Maybe let me see which one is right. You get me? You can't do that. It has to be, I believe this is right and I know this is right. I have faith this is right. This is my one religion. And you as a father or as a mother, you're gonna have to look at your child and say, is my child gonna go to heaven? Is my child gonna meet me where I'm going? And stuff like that. So I think that in itself is hard to come what's it called? To consolidate. Is that right? You know, my English is
Consider?
Like
Console?
Consolidate.
Oh!
You know what, yeah?
Is it consummate?
I got an A star in GCSE English. I just want to put that out there before.
We all asked. It's true.
Yeah, guys.
So, I use all of my opinions just based on scriptures. So, can we please turn to 2 Corinthians 6, verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for what fellowship hath righteous with unrighteousness, and what communion hath light with darkness? So that scripture, I feel like is a lot deeper than people take it for. Some people are just like, oh, maybe it's just for friends. Some people are like, oh, maybe it's just for partners, but I feel like the rule is meant to apply to all walks in life. Yeah. But yeah, all of that is very there's a lot to it, and I feel like because we're trying to focus within courting, I'm not gonna try and dive too deep into it. So to just be moving on, I just wanted to get your opinions on courting as a whole. What I've heard of it is supposed to be people which they're pursuing one another, but they're only meeting in public places for one, and for two, there's someone which they hold accountable to each person. Like it could be like a pastor or a leader, or just someone that's basically supervising over the relationship, just to make sure that each person is doing what they're meant to be doing. They're keeping it holy. I feel like when I was researching and finding this out, I feel like it's a bit confusing because say some people want to actually follow courting or courtship and they're in relationships, what are they supposed to do? So yeah, I just wanted to ask you guys, like, I don't know, your whole opinion on what do you think, how do you think courting could work? I don't know.
I feel like it, like you said, it's hard because, you know, not everyone goes that route of things. Like not everyone courts, you know, within the church or within the eyes of the Lord. But obviously things happen, like relationships happen. But I think it's so important that the person that you're with, the person you're spending time with, like, is a believer, because I just feel like if they're not, again, it's just like you're going two completely different directions. And that applies to like, I don't know if you realize how much that applies to everyday life. You guys, in whatever way you live, you're gonna go through this, you're gonna go through that. And then, you know, the way you go about things, the way you're gonna see it is completely different to how they're gonna see it. And a lot of it is like say you're going through a situation now, you want to pray with them, and what now? Like, do you know what I mean? What now? Or say you're going through you're mourning someone, or there's a loss in the family, like, they're not gonna be of any support. Like, even it says, you know, the only real love is God's love. Like, we ourselves, as humans who are just in our flesh, like, we're fallen, we're not capable of real love. We're not capable of true love or true anything. Like, at the end of the day, without God, we're not capable. So it's like, where are they loving you from? Where's that love coming from? If they're just in the world, if it's not coming from Christ, from a place of, you know, so where is the love coming from? You have to think about that. They're seeing love from all different ways that aren't of Christ. So I just think, if you are gonna date, make, like Daniel said, like, do it openly. Make sure it's out in the open. You know, make sure that your family knows, their family knows, everyone's aware of the situation. And I think, 100%, especially when it comes to temptation, like, do what you need to do to avoid that. Like, if you know in your heart you shouldn't be in certain places with them alone, you shouldn't be doing certain things with them, you know, listen to the Lord, listen to your conscience, because, make sure you have that openness with Christ. Even if you're struggling with it, just say to him, like, you know, Lord, I'm struggling with this relationship, I'm struggling with this. Because that's all that God wants at the end of the day, is just being open. He already knows how we're feeling. Yeah, I think it's just about openness and honesty.
What about you, James?
So when it came to courting, when Daniel first talked to me about this, right? Not first, but after a while, I was just thinking, you know, what courting is actually like. So it's a subject that I don't know too much about. I don't know a lot of things, but courting is definitely the top there. So I was thinking, let me go to my favorite woman in my life. I went to my mum, and I asked her, you know, what's this about this? Because my mum grew up in like a Christian household, so I was thinking, well, about this calling stuff. Like, what's that about? I don't really know too much about it. What's the difference between it and dating? My mum started to break down, like Daniel said, it's where you only meet in public places, and what was that thing? Sorry.
And there's someone to like
hold you accountable. Yes, so yeah. And my mum also included that the length usually, right? That it's from what you hear, it's usually they don't court for long, isn't it? It's usually a short amount of time, because the longer that you leave it, they say the longer that you leave it, the more likely you're to introduce like temptations, because we're all human, we're all flesh, isn't it? We love each other. Like when you love each other, it's only so long that you feel like you can, you know, not be with them, maybe not even sexually, but just not be with them alone, intimately across each other and just talking privately. It's like it's long. It's very hard to go through that for a long while, isn't it? So I just thought about that, and I talked to Daniel about it, and I remember the messages we had about it. And one point he brought up was the marriages, getting married and stuff like that. The problem with it is anyone ready after a year to get married? You get me? A lot of people, the whole point of the dating is to get close to them so that you're ready to get married, isn't it? But courting is, you've got a year for that. And we're talking about a year to even get ready to get married is quick, isn't it? Because weddings are not cheap. They're not, you get me? They're not, I'm going down to Amazon, you want to get something for £50. It's nothing like that. It's a lot, so
you're investing a lot.
Yeah. But I was thinking it's more of when you start courting, you're ready to get married in every way. So you're ready financially, emotionally, I guess physically to get married. But you get me, now that you're already ready, and you get me, you're ready to start getting to that marriage level. I don't know how to explain it. You've got everything already ready. Like you're basically I'll think of a good analogy for you guys. You've got the petrol can, right? This analogy, yeah? That's you being ready. Now you just need to pour in the car and go, I guess. So you get me? It's a bad analogy, isn't it? But
you're preparing
I'm trying.
for it.
Yeah, you get me? Yeah. So it's like, you're not necessarily driving yet, but you're ready to drive.
Wait, so let me ask you guys a question. So what would you do in a situation now? So like you've found a person you like to court, and you're now courting, you're getting to know each other, you're doing it all, you know, properly, but you're getting to know her now, and you're realising like, wow, like
this ain't it.
It's not it, or not even it's not it, but like we don't go well, like she's not for me. What do you do?
No, to be honest.
Go see it through, my boy.
This is why I say courting's easier, because
this is when you have a miserable marriage. Yeah, don't listen to him.
You started the mission, you have to finish that.
Right.
No, but on the road, if it doesn't work, because you only courted, it's not going to be that deep. I feel like
I feel like it is deep. Because you're building relationships and then you're just like leaving them. Yeah. Like that's still damage.
Because it's working. It's not working one way. It's working for the other person, but it's not working for you. That's the problem, isn't it?
Or even if she's not feeling
even
it.
Just, bro, even
100%, yeah, you're gonna feel away, but it's not gonna be the same pain as when you're in like a
No,
dating.
I'm not even talking about pain though, like, because I mean it is pain, but like I feel like that alone is damaging in a way. Like you're building that connection with a woman. Everyone around you is like expecting something from both of you, and then you get to the point where you're like, yeah, never mind.
I mean,
and then it's like feelings are hurt, and then on to the next. Like, isn't that in itself?
On to the next one.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, it is peak, but I mean, let's try and compare it. Yeah. Well, what's better, that situation happening, or you've got two people, they've been dating, as what the world deems it. They've gone out, they've slept together, they've done this, that, and the next.
Yeah, that's obviously
and
worse.
then obviously you've had all those experiences, and then now we're breaking up with a person. Like, it's deeper than just, I don't know, like a spiritual thing. It's now
your
physical
emotions
as well. So you're definitely gonna feel more pain. So I don't know. I feel like obviously that's not ideal. It's not the best situation to be in.
Do you know what it is as well? Sorry, it's like what you said earlier. Like I feel like we weren't supposed to feel that pain for just here and there. Like it's not something we're supposed to experience. Like how, you know, in the world people are getting into relationships every other whatever, and it's like you're gonna feel that pain if you're in long-term relationships with these people and you're jumping from one relationship to the next. Like that's pain I feel like you should only feel with someone you're fully committed to, like for life. You're right about that.
And I feel like prayer does help as well. It goes a long way. But in general, I don't know, I feel like within the first 1 to 3 times dating someone, you should have quite a good understanding of whether you can see yourself with them long term. You disagree?
Yeah, but how?
No, from like you're going out, you're seeing how they are. Like, I'm not saying, because one thing a lot of people do is they just the thing is, a lot of people, they just go out and eat. There's more to life than food. So I feel like, I don't know, doing activities, that's something that's really important. You know, seeing how they're like, seeing if the competitive type, if they're like, oh, I don't like this, you know, you need to know.
Those are small things, and this is straight to the men right out there. I'm looking straight at the camera, right? I'm just saying this. I'm not naming any gender. I'm just saying they can hide crazy, bro. Don't even think like.
No.
Don't think like in a couple of days.
It's not even no.
I'm joking, isn't it? I'm joking, but it's like I'm joking, right? I'm joking, but it's like you can. It's very easy, like to say, oh, within a month we went on 5 dates, so we know each other. In and out. You can't know. Even when you're married, you don't even know each other. Like my parents say all the time, like you find out stuff about them. My parents have been married, I don't know how many years now. But I'm a bad son, I don't know when they got married, so I'm not gonna, But they've been married for a very long time, and even they can say there are things about each other they don't know. So to say, oh, within 4 or 3 days, I know.
Well, it was great having you guys with us to listen to what we had to say. Olivia and James, glad they were able to make it. It was a great show, first episode. I feel like there's a lot within dating which needs to be discussed. I hope you enjoyed it. God bless you. Please make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe if you like to. But have a blessed day, and goodbye.